Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to explore some new ideas.
Okay, so today we're tackling this piece about manifesting desires and like achieving success.
Mhm.
And it's interesting because it says that you don't actually have to chase after anything in life,
Yeah.
which sounds kind of counterintuitive, right?
Right.
So we're going to break that down and see, figure out what the source is really trying to get at here.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
So one of the things that this source really stresses is the power of letting go.
Yeah.
Like not chasing what isn't meant for you,
Uh-huh.
accepting what you can't control.
Right. It's about surrender, like surrendering to what is and focusing on what you can actually affect at this moment.
Okay, so, but how do you actually do that?
Yeah.
The excerpt talks about letting go of, like, hurtful words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them affect you. Like, don't take things personally. But that's easier said than done, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think holding on to negativity, holding on to these things that people say, or these things that we're thinking to ourselves, it's like carrying around a huge weight, right? So being able to let go of that, it's a practice.
Right.
And I think there are different ways that people approach letting go. Some people use meditation or find ways of reframing those negative thoughts, turning them into more positive ones. But it really is it's a choice, to be able to shift your focus.
Yeah, that makes sense. But isn't letting go, like, sometimes almost an excuse for inaction?
Yeah,
Like, if you just accept everything, are you losing that drive to achieve anything?
I think that's a valid concern. But the idea, like the excerpt even emphasizes that while letting go is important, you can't just wish for things to happen. Like you have to take action. You can't just sit there and hope. You have to put in the effort.
Right. Like, so the source gives the example of Usain Bolt.
Mm,
He didn't just wish to be the fastest man alive. He trained, like, rigorously for years.
absolutely. Yeah.
So it's not just wishing. It's about aligning your actions with your goals.
Hmm.
Um, and that kind of brings us to the source's point about, like, finding your path, finding your purpose,
Yeah.
looking within and figuring out what actually brings you joy.
Right.
What are you passionate about? What makes you feel alive? I think that's such an important question to ask yourself.
It is. And, the author of this piece, they even talk about how they experimented with all kinds of things, drawing, writing, even sports, just like really going for it and trying all sorts of things to see what connected with them, what resonated with them.
Yeah. I love that. It's so important to explore different passions and not just limit yourself to one thing, right?
Totally. Totally.
But honestly, I think for a lot of people, even finding one passion can be a struggle. Like, how do you even begin to identify what brings you joy?
Yeah, that's the real question, isn't it? It's like, it's a journey of self-discovery. I think the source kind of encourages like trying new things. Step outside your comfort zone
Yeah.
and pay attention to what like lights you up,
Yeah.
what gives you that spark of excitement. And you might be surprised, right? You might find these hidden talents, these passions you never even knew you had.
That's such a cool idea, like hitting talents that we're all just waiting to discover.
Yeah.
So once you kind of zero in on those passions, the source says you can achieve like a state of what they call effortless achievement
Yeah.
by mastering them, which, I mean, that's a really interesting concept.
It is. I think it's, when you get to a level of mastery with something, it flows, it feels natural, it almost feels effortless. And I always think about like, when you see a musician who's been playing their instrument for years, they can just play with incredible fluency and ease. It's beautiful to watch. And it doesn't mean they didn't put in the effort, right? It means that their dedication has led to this level of proficiency that it just seems effortless.
Right. So how can we kind of aim for that effortless achievement in our own lives?
Yeah.
Is it just a matter of like putting in the hours?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more than just time,
Yeah.
Like it's about deliberate practice. It's about really understanding the fundamentals of whatever you're trying to master. It's about seeking guidance from mentors or teachers or people who have already achieved what you're striving for. I think learning a language is a great example. Like at first it feels really difficult. There are so many rules, so many words to learn, but with consistent practice, you get to this point where speaking and understanding it becomes second nature.
Yeah, it's like you're not even thinking about it anymore. It
Exactly.
just flows naturally.
That's a great analogy. So we've talked about letting go, taking action, finding our passions, and achieving this effortless mastery. It's like this delicate balance between accepting what is and actively shaping your own future.
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway here is that achieving success and fulfillment, it's not about chasing like external validation. It's about really connecting with yourself,
Yeah.
figuring out what you love, and then putting in the effort to become really, really good at it.
So my question for you, listening right now, what steps can you take, like today,
Hmm.
to move towards achieving that effortless mastery in something that you love?
Yeah.
Think about that. And remember, as you're navigating your own journey, embrace the power of letting go, the importance of taking action, and, the joy of finding your own unique path.
Beautifully said.
Thanks for diving deep with us. Until next time.
See you next time.